Welcome to toy-polloi.
Hello and welcome to another video from toy-polloi, and in today's video we are going to be repairing the antennas on a vintage Insecticon Kickback figure from Transformers. Now these toys suffer with one very common problem, and that is the fact that the antennas on the head tend to break off, and you can see here I have three of them. The one in the middle has his original antennas, the one on the right is missing one of them, and the one on the left is missing both of them. So we've got quite a lot of work to do. Let's get straight on with the project. So here we have three Insecticon Kickbacks that I've taken out of my box of junk figures, and they have all got issues. This one in the middle is actually the most complete of them, and it actually looks pretty good for display. I'm going to say at some point though someone actually has repaired the antenna on this. It looks like they've split the head apart to swap out a broken antenna with one from another toy, so there's a little bit of glue residue on there, but otherwise that is a pretty reasonable looking figure. This chap on the right has what I would class as the most common issue with this figure, and that is one of the antenna has snapped off. But luckily on this one I do actually have a spare antenna that is broken. So you can see here this is the remains of an antenna. It's not actually this antenna here, it's from another one, but I reckon we can splice those two together. So that should be a fairly straightforward repair. Just a little bit of sanding down and filing, then we can use a piece of paper clip and some glue to reattach that, and it should look pretty reasonable once it's finished. The one on the left though we are going to have to do some serious work on, because this is missing both of its antennas. I don't have spares, I don't have replacements. I do have the remains of one other Kickback, but as you can see he is missing both of his antennas as well. So we are going to make some from scratch using some bits of styrene rod, and I reckon that we can make something that will look really pretty good. So that will be the main part of this project today. I think the first thing to do though is actually have a go at repairing this one. We will replace it with the broken antenna that we've got and see how easy that is to do. So let's start with this guy, and as you can see I do have an antenna here, but this is not the original antenna from this figure. So if I hold these two together you can see that one is slightly longer than the other because the breaks are in slightly different places, but that works in our favour because we can now sand these down and make them nice neat breaks, and then we can go about gluing them back together. So the first thing I'm actually going to do is just take a file and sand these ends down so that they're nice and neat and flat, and make sure that this is actually about the right length. And then once we've done that we can get to drilling a couple of small holes, and I have my pin vise here with a very small drill bit in it. And what I will do is I will drill a very small hole into the remains of the antenna here, possibly sort of 4 or 5 millimeters in. I will do the same on this piece here, and then we're going to use a piece of paper clip to reinforce the join when we glue it back together, and that should make a fairly strong join. It's still going to be a little bit weak, but then these antennas are pretty weak to start with. They are very easy to break, and that is why you see so many of them broken. But we will be able to fix this one and get it back on display. So let's do a little bit of filing, just neaten up these broken edges, and then we can start drilling some holes. So those are now looking pretty good. I've neatened it up so it's a nice flat edge, which makes it much easier to glue and actually get the pin in place. So now what we've got to do is to drill some small holes. So as I say, I've got my pin vise here with a very small drill bit in, and I'm just going to carefully drill holes into these pieces. This drill bit is the same size as the piece of paper clip that I'm going to use, so that the hole should be a pretty tight fit. So let's get these holes drilled, and then we can start cutting some paper clip and getting this glued on. Now that we have both of the holes drilled, we can start to insert the paper clip, and this is just a normal metal paper clip. First thing to do is to get some super glue and put it on the end of the clip. We put a reasonable amount on, and I'm going to stick this into the actual antenna part of the toy, like so, and we'll let that set. And then once that's set, we can then trim this piece off, and we'll do a test fit on the figure and see how long the rest of the paper clip needs to be. If it's all good, we can then put some glue on the other end of the paper clip and we'll glue it in place on the head. So we'll just let that set for a few minutes and then get to fitting. That's now had time to set, and I've just trimmed it down. We can do a quick test fit onto the main body here, so that should just fit in there. Yeah, I think that's not looking bad. That's about the right length, so I have sort of trimmed it down just a little bit. and we can now glue that in place. There will always be a little bit of a join showing because this is a break and there are two different antennas being used to fix it, but we could probably put a little bit of paint over that as well once we are finished. I think that's going to work pretty well. So again, it's going to be super glue. So I'm going to put a little bit on the end of the paper clip there, just a small amount, because the other issue with this is you don't want to glue the antenna to the head. So if I just put a small amount on there, and we can insert that in, make sure it's all lined up. That looks pretty good. I'll let that set and then we can test that it actually moves, but I'm pretty happy with how that is looking. We've now got another Kickback with both of his antennas in place. It's now had time to set, and let's give this a try. Check that it still moves. So I haven't glued it to the head. That all looks good, and we can actually move it around. It's still going to be a little bit on the weak side because this is a repair and we've just got a piece of paper clip inside it. But then, as I say, the originals are pretty weak, but I think we can now actually sort of pose that. As long as I'm holding the bottom part of the antenna when I'm moving it and not putting too much pressure just on the top, I think we can actually put that into all the positions it needs to be. So that is fixed. Now we can move on to the ones that have them missing completely. So how am I going to do this? We need to replace these missing antennas, and I'm sort of wondering whether I need to cast something, but actually it turns out there's a much simpler method and something that I can do using just pieces that I have already here at toy-polloi, and that's to make it out of styrene rod. So I found myself some pieces of styrene rod. I have this piece which is 2.5 millimeters in diameter, and I have this piece which is 2 millimeters in diameter, and from those two I was able to make this. This is my little prototype, and as you can see, that's a pretty reasonable looking antenna. It's got the little ridges all the way up it, the thicker bit at the end, and then the little detail in the pip. If I show you the original, you can see that's exactly what that looks like. So how did I make this? Well, it is fairly tricky, so let me show you the process. So we start with some 2 millimeter diameter styrene rod, and we need to work out how long this needs to be. So I'm just going to take my ruler here and we'll measure an original antenna, and I'm just going to place that at the bottom and rotate it around like that. And it looks like it's going to be about 18 millimeters long, so not particularly long. And at the bottom of the antenna, it is 2 millimeters wide. And at the top, it actually sort of tapers and gets a bit thicker. And that is about 3 millimeters, maybe 2.5 millimeters. So that 2.5 millimeter rod should make the perfect sort of top section. But you can also see there are these little ridges. So my plan is to drill into the end of this 2.5 millimeter diameter rod with a 2 millimeter drill bit, and we'll end up with a hollow tube. I probably could buy a hollow tube, but I don't have any, so I'm going to make it the best I can. And this is going to be the tricky part, is drilling a hole into the end and making a hollow tube. Then from that we can cut some little pieces off. We need to cut some very thin, sort of delicate pieces to make these little ridges, and we'll cut a thicker piece at the end to make this sort of larger section. And hopefully we'll be able to shape everything, put an angle on it, put an angle on the 2 millimeter rod, and we'll get something that looks like this. Once it's all made, we can then bend it just using some hot water. So the first thing to do is to drill a hole in the end of this 2.5 millimeter diameter rod. So in this we have a 2 millimeter diameter drill bit. This, as I say, is 2.5 millimeters in diameter, and I'm just going to very carefully drill into this, and I will drill in possibly about 1 centimeter, and then I'll start cutting some pieces off, and then I'll drill in some more, because we actually need to make 2 of these antennas, so I'm going to need a fair amount of this. So let's get drilling and see if I can actually drill this hole neatly, and we'll end up with a tube. That's the plan anyway. And there we go, there's a hole drilled in the end. It's gone in about 1 centimeter, so let's start cutting a few pieces of this off and see if we can make something that looks like the original antenna. We need to do a bit of shaping on both pieces, but yeah, I reckon we can get something. So let's get going. As you can see, I now have a tiny selection of rings here which actually fit over this 2 millimeter rod. If I just pick one up, they're a little bit awkward to pick up, and I can just put one on there. You can see that fits over really quite snugly, and we've now got one of the little ridges that are on the original antenna. You can see I've started to shape the end of that. I've just held that up against the original antenna here, and you can see that the inside part, that little sort of pip, has got a slight angle to it, so I've just trimmed that off and sanded that down. I now need to do the same with the outer piece. First though, I'm going to put 3 of these little rings onto this antenna, and that will be the sort of basis of those ridges. So let me grab 3 of them. The positioning doesn't matter particularly at the moment, but you can see there are 3 ridges there, so that's going to match that. I'm now going to trim the end of this, so this is another part of that tube that I've made, and trim it so that it's got that same sort of angle on it, and then we'll measure down and cut off to that bottom ridge, and then I can put that also onto this post, and we'll see what that looks like. And hopefully that will start to look like the antenna. If it all matches up and get everything lined up, get these little ridges lined up, and then I'll stick everything together with some plastic weld, and we'll make a second one. Okay, that looks pretty good. So I've just added the little angle on the end there. I'm now going to mark it with a knife so I know exactly where to cut so that we get the same length, which I believe is going to be about there. I'll just mark that with a knife, and I can carefully cut that off like so. That's looking good. So if I get my original piece now, hopefully that will fit on over the top. I can line everything up. Let's move all of these little rings around. And there, I don't think that's looking too bad. I'm going to make another one of these, and I might make a couple more just off camera, because with the camera in the way, it's quite hard to actually get everything measured and cut. But the overall shape of that is looking pretty good. So let's make a couple more. Then I'll put some plastic weld on, stick these all together, and then we can start actually adding the curve. But yeah, overall, that is looking pretty reasonable. So I've now ended up with 3 antennas, and I'm actually very happy with how these are looking. As you can see, they're not a perfect match, but they have enough detail there that by the time those are painted, they will really look the part. So what we've got to do now is bend them, because you can see there's a slight bend to this original antenna, and obviously mine at the moment are straight because they're made out of straight styrene rods. So what I'm going to do is boil up the kettle, get some just boiled water in a cup, put the new antennas in, let them warm up, and then I'm going to gently shape them. It's not much of a curve, but I think if you did it without warming them up, you would end up splitting this plastic. So warming it up in just boiled water should make this a fairly straightforward process. And the reason that I've made 3 is just in case I mess one of these up. The first one I made is a little bit rough anyway, so I will do the first test bending on that one. Hopefully it will all go smoothly, and then I'll be able to bend the sort of final 2 here that are the better ones. There you go, we've now added the curve. Just using the just boiled water makes quite a difference. You can gently curve them, and that should stay like that forevermore. I've now marked off where I need to cut them just by holding them up against an original set of antennas, but we know it's about 18mm. I'm going to trim these down, and then we'll get the holes drilled again just using the pin vise, and see what they look like when we put them onto Kickback. But I'm very happy with how these are turning out. So I've got a matching pair there. Let's trim these up and get them fitted. So this is the moment of truth. That is one of the finished antennas, but with a little bit of paper clip inserted into it. I've already drilled some holes into the remnants of the antennas on Kickback's head, so let's push those in place and see what they look like. Yeah, those look really good. I'm very pleased with the outcome. I think those are looking really nice. If I bring in an original Kickback, let's have a comparison Yeah, that's really pretty good. I'm happy with how that's going on. So I'm now going to glue those in place, maybe do a little bit of fine tuning just to make sure they actually sit properly, and then we can paint them up. But overall, those are looking really nice, considering it's just 2 pieces of styrene and a little bit of cutting and gluing. Yeah, that is looking really very good. It's now just a case of painting the newly made pieces, because obviously they're white. And for this, I'm going to be using some Vallejo model paints. I have this yellow, which is called medium yellow. It's a bit thin because it is an airbrush paint. Ideally, I would have liked the sort of normal version of it, but I just don't have that in my paints box. So I'm going to be using this airbrush yellow, and it will require a couple of coats. As you can see, I've already just put 1 coat on there, and the colour's pretty nice, but it's just a bit thin. So I'll do 2, maybe 3 coats of that, and then that should be enough. And once everything's dry, I will then put this satin varnish over the top just to give it the same sort of sheen as the original plastic, which has a little bit of a glossiness to it. And the airbrush paints that I've got are matte finish, so that satin varnish will just finish them off nicely. But you can see that is going to look really pretty good. I've also put a tiny amount just where the join is there, just to try and hide it. And I think a second coat of that, and then that will have hidden it enough. And again, I'll put the satin varnish on that as well. But yeah, I'm very happy with how this is turning out. Just a couple of more coats of paint, and I think they'll be done. And there, after all of that work, I've now ended up with 3 rather nice looking kickbacks. The repair on the broken antenna, where I had an actual original piece to replace it with, was probably the easiest, and I've shown that sort of fix many times before. You just need to drill a few little holes into the pieces that you're fixing, and then insert a piece of paperclip to add some extra strength to it. If you just try and glue something like that, it will break again pretty much straight away. The antennas that I've had to build from scratch, that's been the most interesting part of this project for me. I always like building parts from scratch, and it just goes to show that with a little bit of careful thinking and a few bits of styrene rod, you can actually make something that looks really rather good. And the end results on that figure, I'm so happy with. It looks almost like an original one. I think most people would be hard pushed to notice that I'd made those antennae from scratch. The paint match is also rather pleasing as well. Sometimes it's hard to get paint to match the same colour as a sort of a basic plastic colour, but in this instance I managed to get that looking really pretty good. So as you can see, I now have 3 rather nice looking kickbacks. None of them are in mint condition. I haven't gone sort of full out on the restoration of these. All I wanted to do was repair the antennas, as that is such a common break on this figure. In fact, finding one without broken antennas is getting harder and harder. So hopefully this video will have helped a lot of you who collect vintage Transformers. And if you've enjoyed this video, then why not check out my Patreon page. Each month I upload an exclusive video where I show repairs and restorations like this that you won't be seeing anywhere else. And I've already covered quite a lot of Transformers on the exclusive on the Cutting Mat series, with many more to come. Hopefully you have enjoyed this video. If you have, then make sure to hit the subscribe button and tap the bell to be notified each time I upload a new video. And thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching Toy-Polloi. Subscribe for more great videos.